Hi, I'm Heather from booktubes, and today's KU Kindle Unlimited author recommendations. I use Kindle Unlimited all the time. I use it very consistently, and so I really get my money's worth out of it because I read multiple books from it every single month, hands down, no exceptions. And I see a lot of people who get Kindle Unlimited are like, hey, there's literally so many options. Give me a place to start. I have a few different Kindle Unlimited recommendations videos that I've done last year, and I use KU a lot. Every single video that I make, Kindle Unlimited books that are currently available when I make the video are marked in the description so you can know right away which ones you can read if you have that service. So this is something that I'm very familiar with, but I thought I would do some specific author recommendations. So rather than a specific book, these are authors that have multiple books in Kindle Unlimited, and I have read and loved multiple of their books in Kindle Unlimited. So I'm going to give you just some of my go-to right off the top of my head. These are authors that I love in Kindle Unlimited recommendations. That's what this is. If you're familiar with my channel, you're going to know all these people probably, but maybe you're looking for inspiration today. First one, obviously, Jessica Gadziala. She has tons of books in Kindle Unlimited. The majority of her books are. I'd recommend you start with The Fixer. It is romantic suspense. It is a fixer agency, so if you have a body, they make it disappear. If you have a international incident, they can calm it down. If you have something that needs handled, they're the people for the job. And she has a stalker, and the stalker is escalating. She's convinced that tonight's going to be the night when he tries to kill her. And so she goes to the fixer agency, and they're like, we really don't do stalkers, but I will give your name to the boss when he gets in the morning. So the secretary does, and she's like, look, I have a bad feeling about this. I would really appreciate if you went and checked on her. He does, and he finds her with the body of the stalker, and he's like, look, I'm not a good person. I don't do things out of the goodness of my heart, but I'm not going to walk away from this. We will handle it. Everything will be fine. They do. They fall in love. I love it. The entire professional series is on KU, is all the different people in the fixer agency, and it's my personal favorite of hers. Next, I have Christina C Jones. She has so many books in Kindle Unlimited. I'd recommend that you either start with I Think I Might Love You, which is a rom-com novella where we have a walking disaster of a heroine and the hero who is just trying to stay out of her way and not doing a very successful job of it is hilarious. And or you could start with Maybe Next Time, which is Vegas Nights series #1. It is a little bit darker. The husband kidnaps the wife to work on their marriage. There's a content warning for miscarriage, as that was the main cause of their marital problems. They're drifting apart. It is hot. It is funny. The dialogue always is top tier and is my personal favorite of hers. Next, I have Alexandria House. Again, the large majority of her books are in Kindle Unlimited. I would either start with Set, which is a novella. It's Them Boys #1. Is older main characters. We're talking 40s, which, is older for romance. And they went to high school together, but they didn't really know each other. She has an adult daughter who is the worst. She's being the bane of her existence, and neither one of them wants to get married or remarried, and so they have been having a relationship for 3 years, and he really wants to take things to the next level, and she still says she doesn't want to get married, and he doesn't know what to do. They're long distance, and it's so cute. I love them. Also so hot. The other place I would recommend that you start is Let Me Love You, which is McLean Brothers #1. This is full length. It is about a rapper who is incredibly popular, and he orders a necklace, and she's the one that delivers the necklace, and he kind of doesn't make the best first impression, and she is not happy about it. And she's like, I'm a fan, but no. And he is just like, I think I'm into you. And he treats her so well, and she actually has a famous ex, and she's a single mom. He has a teenage daughter, and his ex is famous, and there's some shenanigans, but the care he takes with her emotionally, her privacy, her security, because obviously he's famous, it's also good. It's so good. Next, I have Lexi C Foss. She writes paranormal romances. I have read her Angel, her Vampire, her Omegaverse. I have such a hard time putting her books down once I pick them up. I'd probably recommend starting with Chastely Bitten, which is the first in the Blood Alliance series. This has vampires and lycans. The first one is a blood virgin. She has been raised because her blood is extremely special, and we live in a dystopian world. Humans are basically food. Over 90% of humanity has been wiped out in a brief period of time. And you have some supernaturals who are like, this is not maintainable. Changes need to be made. And the series is so good. I need to read the 5th book. It's all intertwined. You can read them as standalones, but I would recommend starting with the first one. She is the most docile and naive of all of the main characters. So if you don't like that particular thing, you might enjoy the rest of the series more, but I loved every single book. Next, I have Aveda Vice. All of their shorts are in Kindle Unlimited. Their very first full-length novel is being released in December, and that is not going to be in KU, but all of their shorts are. We're talking monster erotic romance. So good. Short, so steamy. You care about the characters in such a brief period of time. Just like such goodness. Highly recommend starting with Feed. Is my personal favorite. We have a succubus and a death moth fairy. I could be saying the wrong moth, but it is perfection. The death moth fairy is non-binary. They use fluid gender pronouns, and moth, their workplace nemesis, and it's so hot. BDSM, fantastic consent, magical extra parts, and just all the things. So good. Highly recommend. Next, I have Meagan Brandy, who is a new adult author, and her books are just over the top popcorn drama, all of the things, and I find them to be so addictive. If I'm reading one, I am hooked. If you want a trilogy, start with Brayshaw High, Boys of Brayshaw High. If you want a standalone, start with Fake It Till You Break It, which is a fake dating romance. These do take place in high school. They are not young adult. They are explicit with language, violence, and sex. And also the characters just, you know, they're not like other girls. They're not like other guys. They are their own being, but the just new adult shenanigans. And I just really enjoy it. And also her heroes tend to really obsess and kind of worship the heroines even while they're making their life difficult. And I just love it. It's delicious popcorn that is such a great break from other books. Lastly, I would highly recommend Katherine Moon if you like reverse harems. She obviously just has been going the rounds for Lady of Rooksgrave Manor. I actually don't like that one, but I would recommend starting with either Baby in the Late Night Howlers, which is an Omegaverse motorcycle club reverse harem with really good consent, or you could start with The Queen's Line, which is a fantasy princess reverse harem where the royal line has a sex magic with an insatiable appetite, and that puts magic back into the land. So they need many men to help satisfy that. And she thinks she's broken, and she's also finding out that the political situation is not what she thought. That's a great one. Like I said, really good consent. I enjoy her dialogue. I enjoy her characters, and her magic systems are always pretty unique. If you like reverse harems, I think that you should try it. That's it. Those are kind of my go-to KU recommendations. Let me know if you have read and loved any of these authors, if there's any you plan on picking up for the first time. Highly recommend. They're really good stuff, and if you find an author that you like, they have so many books in KU for you to just go through at your leisure or as quickly as you want, and I hope you find a favorite. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!